we have in our sort of stack of services, we will have caching and sort of non-personalized fallbacks so that at least the users can see something if one of the upstream services goes wrong. CDN failover, so for our media streaming, that's delivered to multiple CDNs, not just one. And we have logic in the clients to make sure that it will switch over to different CDNs when required. And yeah, simulated scenarios. So there's a couple of times we've ran an exercise that simulated a disaster. We had one where the scenario was that we'd completely lost access to our AWS account, and the exercise was to completely redeploy our services from scratch. So that helped us identify where the holes were in our infrastructure as code, and just generally meant that we were prepared for this hypothetical disaster should we lose an AWS account. Probably due to a cyber attack would be the most likely reason we'd lose access to one of our accounts, but yeah, there could be other reasons we lose it. And the other scenario we ran was what if we lost access to GitHub? Again, all of our source code is on GitHub. What would we do? Would we still be able to deploy? Again, probably would be a cyber attack. Maybe if GitHub suddenly went down, would also be a thing. So yeah, through all these mitigation processes, we have improved our resilience over the years. So coming on to the exercise, so it's a bit of a smaller group than I was expecting, so I don't know if you want to just do a single group, but what I was going to propose is that we split into two groups, one to think about disaster recovery from a software components and infrastructure side, or I was going to have the other group thinking more about the service features and functionality, so more of that sort of definition of what do we actually need to deliver as a minimum service. So I guess if we have which way around this? Okay, yeah, so we'll have the service features and functionality group on that side of the room, and the software components and infrastructure on that side. I'll probably join the software components side for the first part of the exercise. But yeah, if somebody can take some notes, and yeah, let's have a discussion about. We can pick a real example if you like, or we can just go through a hypothetical. Does that make sense for the first part of the exercise? All right.
When you say system architecture, do we need what you have in the legacy or?
We can use a hypothetical one, or we can look consider a real one. Sorry?
We can make that something.
Yeah. Just doesn't need to be detailed. Just what are the rough moving parts? Like, do you have some on-premises services? Do you have cloud services? You probably have a source control system. You probably have some pipeline for deploying. So I think a bit about the moving parts from that point of view. On this side of the room, we'd kind of already started to discuss the part two. So we talked about, we did take the sort of broadcasting and streaming example, and we started to talk about sort of peer-to-peer solutions as opposed to centralized solutions. So yeah, broadcast, whilst it still exists, is an alternative to IP-based streaming, and that kind of provides a backup system. Yeah, and I guess in the conversation we were just having on this side of the room, we started to think a little bit about what mitigations could be put in place. So this side of the room had drawn up a hypothetical system with version control system, cloud provider, front end, and payment system. And in this hypothetical example, it seems like if one part goes down, it all goes down. So yeah, for part two of the exercise, let's look at what mitigations could be put in place, or if there aren't any technical mitigations, are there processes that could be put in place to get back up and running quickly or reduce the number of outages.